And then the flow we get in the groove of it, you know? Just taking care of business, man. So I'm trying to do it's smooth, you know, it's going nice. You know, on YouTube journey, right? Trying to get to the 10K mark, hopefully by the end of the summer. Definitely this.
We want to be there and able to compare ourselves to some bigger creators, because of course that's where we want to be. We want to be big YouTubers, so we gotta manifest it. Got some Kool-Aid, because we're cooling today, so don't do too much. That's what's up though, man. Like, we're getting in touch with our intuition to be able to kick out the information in a fashionable and timely manner. Because once again, we did it. We win. We all win together. There's no more saying we all in it together. No, we all winning together. That's the new way. 2026, that's what I'm saying. Just like this. Got me my Mickey D's. And the rapper D4VD He's on the menu. That man whack 100. He began to go into a detailed explanation of what's going to happen when they see your man David up there in the prison. It's gruesome how they living, man. They're giving it up twice as much, but it ain't nothing nice.
I don't care. No, I don't care. You're being so big.
And it's like twice as rough, so better shape up.
Yeah, please help me show.
Go that way with that. Getting a little warm out. Hopefully we can get a good audience to perform. And we go do calisthenics in the park. So don't miss it. You know, I'll be on here every day from 5 to 7. So we gotta stay active. We gotta stay live, man. Representing for the NYC. We're gonna be big YouTubers and we got plenty of potential.
Say today is
And we gotta
graduation day.
go after to be better and strategize
I wanted you to
our
see
clever
it.
strategies that we done made.
Yeah, girl.
You gotta play the game. It's fun. I seen one person pop up in there so far, so stay home. Get it cranking. Let me know what y'all thinking. making waves, man. This is our stage where we perform now. We gotta put on all night long. Gotta put them hours in. If you really want to see the difference down the line, where you could be, if you're really taking it seriously and giving it a chance. Take things off for a quick second. Really just enjoy the setting and the scenery as y'all coming in. Make sure you subscribe and too, because that's the most important. When it comes down, you want to get them subs up, you want to get them views. You gotta practice, you gotta put yourself in the next person's shoes, when it's not always too comfortable. But you still manage to make something out of nothing, You gotta give yourself more of a leeway and control. You want to have that creative control. So you really got to put your heart and soul in it, man. Eating some Mickey D's up there. It's the weekend, Everybody stay safe, have a good time, relax your mind. And as you come through, as you come in, be mindful that we need you to support and engage, like the live tool, the stream, share it, receive that energy that I'm bringing to you. It's the first thing I'm eating all day. I skipped breakfast today, basically. I'm at the gym, making content all morning. I'm hungry, just grabbing a bite out here. Do the same thing all over again for the next couple of days, I guess. But it ain't no sweat, We ain't stress over the small stuff. out, we could really be hitting some peaks. During this, I can see it now. I can see it coming 1,000 miles away. We setting it up for it to be a better platform. Everybody could stay. Get a taste of my life, my day-to-day, daily activities. I'm gonna keep sliding up on y'all, checking the temperament. You know, see how we can make it through. To get these big views like see these other dudes do. You know, they had us blackballed for a long time, so we done seen it all, we done been through it all, man. But now starting to see the signs and the momentum roll, and it's holding up. And when we grow, it's showing how we had everything in the chokehold the whole time. They just never wanted to give your boy that shine. You know, they held back. Trying to put this other one on. What it do? What's going on? How y'all? What we got up in here? Going on 15 minutes, you know. Clear as day, we just giving it to him one way or another. I'm streaming, I'm strolling, I'm pulling up on y'all like through the virtual side. And seeing how we gonna multiply our views and our attitude. You know, you gotta amplify, you gotta work on you first. You know, before you point the finger, before you look at anything else in the glimpse of your eye or out the side of your neck. You know, you don't keep talking, you just let things live and give it a shot. Cause you never know, you gotta go give it all you got, man. I'm telling you. Stick with it, family. You know, this thing, it ain't a one-stop shop. You gotta keep going and keep investing and putting in the time. You know, to show them you're not what they think, and that you got your own mind and you got your own gas in the tank and work that you putting in to make a stride and a different step in real time. Put your best foot forward, you know. That's all the advice I could give, you know. it comes to the everyday living and lifestyle, the choices you make is gonna affect you not always now, but sometimes later on. So once you start, that's the most important part, but also you gotta keep going, keep pushing, because there's gonna be times when it get tough. You might not have that support, you might not have what you want, but you still are, you still are, uh, how can I say, still are like a part of everyday world, so you gotta look at it from the eyes of somebody's gonna still need to depend on you and still need you to be who they need you to be. So, you can't just look at it like, oh, you don't got what this person got. You know what I'm saying? It's still a purpose, it's still a point on why you're not where you at, but you still got the time and the chance to, make it work. So you don't want to rush it, you don't want to be hurt by it, or you don't want to be angered, to say the least. You just want to kind of let it be, what it is. You gotta work on the things that you want, and that that the places where you may be weak at, to strengthen, to look for an advantage, to get a better handle and hold on life, but it's like, if you're not a parent, or if you're not, you feel like you might be invisible, you gotta make yourself accessible, you gotta be putting more energy in to the pot, so you could get out more, because we know that it's a transfer when it comes to these things that you want to manifest and you want to build. So it's not going to be something that you're going to get in an instance, it's going to be down the line where, you're going to see the benefits and you're going to see the results. So you got to be patient, you got to be able to, switch and do the things you got to do to get where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? And you got to realize that it's not always going to be easy. In fact, it might get worse before it get better, but, it hurts. It's like, this is real life situations and things that we dealing with, trying to straighten our life out, get back in shape, be a better wife, be a better husband, be a better partner to your spouse, all of those things that you think about and you want to try to work on and maneuver. You could conquer it, you could do it, you could get better at it, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be the one to have that mindset and have that mentality, ahead of the storm, to say the least, you know what I'm saying? Because things aren't always warm, it ain't always, sweet. So, you gotta be prepared for those times, to repeat and to get through, when you may be blinded or you might not see things through eye to eye, whatever the case may be, but you still gotta, fly through it. You still gotta live life like it's your last day too, because you never know when it could go and hit the fan, and now you got it all twisted, and you never even got a chance to, be the man or be the person you wanted to be, because everybody just left you out there to see your own demise. It's like you got to keep rising to the occasion, man, and put yourself in the placement of endearment, and you know what I mean, like, don't compare yourself to the nearest peer or the people who you may think that you gotta be like to be on here and to get certain notoriety, because that's really what it's about. People putting themselves on here, trying to see if they could get more clout and get more exposure, to the social media world and what it's about and how you gotta grow, to get yourself about that jam, man, because anybody could get stuck, anybody could get stagnated, but it's up to you to not get flustered and know how to trust you gotta trust the process, man, and put the content out there, let the content, like, you can't overly, want to be too eager. You gotta know how to draw in the crowd and how to let people leave and be, either swayed within your own ways and how you operate, or, just keep pounding it in their head till they see that, you're not gonna leave until you're dead. Like, this is life or death for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I just, I get myself in a low corner and I just be, on my little anti-social flow. That's how I've been for the most part of my life. Just go do my own thing. Like, I don't really be too open or too friendly. But I know I learned that, you gotta kind of change that if you want to get the results and you want to see the benefits of the things that you putting together in real deal, for instance. So that's how I'm giving it back. This Kool-Aid good too, y'all. Don't sleep on that Kool-Aid jam. Man, been a long time since I done had something, but it remind me of those days when those was my go-to, the real sugary. Make it yourself, self-serve, throw like 5 to 10 scoops in there, and just be lit all day, flipping off the wall, doing all type of badass shit as a kid, running around, just living it up, doing anything I want, same way I do now. Basically, it's sad. Like, you gotta change that. You gotta make it better, way to get it, and get yourself in a whole other, world, and remind yourself of who you are. When you went through everything you did, when you never had it the way you wanted it to be, but it could change, in the instance, man. So it's like, you gotta keep trying, you gotta keep knocking on doors, and making sure, you're giving it your all, you connected, you supporting, you doing the same thing as what you want, the goal you want. So you gotta stick to the craft, you gotta stick to a path, a lane, choose it, stay in it, remain teachable at the same time, be humble, don't try to overstep and that's when it go left because you now trying to be something that you're not, that anybody can intercept and they can pick it apart before you even try to run that game. It's like, we understand the same things and where we come from, but the only way it's gonna get better is if we adopt a new mindset and a new way to become clever. When they put those distractions and those different variations together that we know keeps us acting, out instead of getting in and fitting in with society, man. This is what it's about. We all win together. So without a doubt, you gotta be real. You gotta be about, what you speaking. So that way, whenever it comes to mind, it's not even a thought because it's already in your subconscious from what you was even taught, because that's just the way that you move, every day. It's like, it's natural, So that's just the way you gotta be when you getting back to yourself. Cause they wanna tweak, they wanna trick you out your spot, trick you off the streets, man. And now you back in the can trying to, get free. And it's like, nah, you was already free. You was already living good, breathing in, and you put yourself in there, in them prisons behind them walls. It ain't safe, man. I mean, I done seen people lose it all. You know what I'm saying? From the top to the bottom, from the foot soldiers to the shot callers. I was in there with them all, the toughest ones in New York City. So everybody know me from young, coming up and going through those times and being out there. Now I'm lining it up to where I'm gonna be good in the future. I just gotta keep holding on, staying on business. That's how I'm doing it. So I ain't never really looking for no help or no handout because I do it myself. I'm the only one I'm depending on, can depend on when it comes to anything else or anything like that, because I know everything I lost, I'll always be able to get it right back. I just gotta apply myself, be ready to on the fly for whenever the opportunity comes so we can run it up, because I know that I'm gonna get enough to sustain and be able to maintain for the time being. But I'm in touch with that greed. Everybody got that void inside of them to where they want to be, on a path or a mission. You need a purpose to be able to give you and get you through your day in and day out of daily living. The cost is high, but it's cheap. It's easy to die or, put your life in the hands of a snake or somebody who could take, advantage. And now they preyed on, it's a praying mantis. It's like, it's quick, it's fast, they get your ass. And you dip, done for, you done slip. So now you're trying to get back. You're trying to afford the time that no man waits for. They keep going, like, to your core, man. They break you down. It's like a seed, you gotta plant it in the ground one way or another, man, so it could be eventually sprouting and living good, looking like a piece of art, a piece of work. You know, it sticks out one way or another. So that's why you gotta be on the mindset and the mentality of dog eat dog. You know, I'ma eat, I'ma hunt. You know, I'ma observe the scene. And I ain't gonna bully, I ain't gonna bogart, but I'ma be, you know, I'ma be seen and I'ma be showing up. You know, that's what you want when it comes to that exposure, when it comes to that notoriety. You know, you want to be able to get a variety of an audience and have people in different trades and niches to be able to, you know, dip and dabble in and have multiple instead of just depending on one and putting your eggs in one basket. Now you can fall back, you know, because you got a plan and you attack, you put your best foot forward to attach and assemble something that could really be, you know, of value and really give you longevity down the line, you know, to stand on it. Because I know, man, I never thought I would get to these, you know, points and have this support in this system that I built. But, you know, you still got so much more room and people you can reach, you know, when you able and you know how to, you know, bend those rules because it's only a select few that they want to really let through and that they are able to invest and you know it's staged, you know there's plans out there that they're gonna be the best for whoever can manipulate the system and you know use them as a plate to draw in the attention and try to get the bait. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all they doing. They just clickbaiting and they, you know, they ain't got real value, like substance where you can come in and you can really thrive. You know what I mean? And you could get motivated to do the things that you know you do daily. But now you going harder and you're really putting that pain in. You know what I'm saying? Like they see you want it, you know what I mean? You ain't letting go, like you holding on daily for life, you know, because it is your life. At the end of the day, you know, you earn your stripes on here, man. You gotta be like a tiger with this shit, you know, and just strike anything that's not gonna go against you. You know what I'm saying? And that's putting you in a whole nother element and mind state that's gonna help elevate you and get you in a better place. You know, ain't nobody else gonna do it but you, man. Like, yeah, they might say they want you to, and they might be there for you temporarily, but you know, only time could tell. So you don't want to put yourself in those shoes, and now you drowning out. Like the boy who cried wolf, you know, looking for help. And everybody's just gonna ignore you. They just gonna pretend like, you know, they don't even see your ass out here dying to get back in with them and, you know, trying to put everything and anything into it. Like, you gotta fuel, man. You gotta be able to pull yourself because nowadays, dog, people's getting dragged out here just for, you know, trying to come together. You know, they'll laugh at you, you know, like you a joke. When they see that you show love, you know, you not scared to, you know, quote or be in fear with yourself. You know, they see you got your intuition and your health and, you know, you giving good advice, you know, you trying to help people, you thinking in the right direction, you know, you moving for a better life, you know, better living. But they see that things is getting tight. It's, you know, it's not everything that they would like or that they thought it would be, but eventually, will and time, if you just apply yourself, swallow that pill when it get tough, man, and you hold your head up because if you do it once, you can do it twice. So if you lived it and you survived, then you just gotta keep on doing it, man, one day at a time. Don't let it consume your mind too much to where now you can't operate because you're in a state of defense. You in that how they say it, you trauma bonded, you in that survival mode, right? And it's funny because it's like those mechanisms are not gonna be like positively affecting your team or the ones around you if you always you can't let your guard down. You're always on a rush style. You got that adrenaline going, so it's like it's tough now, but you gotta understand how you gotta give it and how you gotta demand a better way of living just in your mindset when you accept what comes with life and death. So that way okay, I could go, you could go, we all could go. So now it's not something that's gonna hold me or stop me from being accountable or stop me from being a functioning member of society because I'm thinking not as a civilian, but I'm thinking as a killer or as a selfish person who wanna harm other people. I mean, look at this rapper dude, David, man. Selfish. He sat up there and killed this chick. Number one, you've been using her since she was a little teenager and shit, and now since she threatened to, tell on you, you gonna take her life, and now, you know, you throw yours away, too. But you still got to think about the family and everything you can do. But it's like, yo, I send my condolences, but dude was a nutcase. I mean, how you gonna sit up there and put yourself in harm's way and do what you did the way you did it, and now you trying to play it off, knowing damn well you was guilty, knowing they gonna catch you and all, and you try to make it seem like it's just all fun and games. It's all the same. It's like, nah, that was weird for you to do that the way you did, man. Like, you're going down, and you might even lose your life too now, not just through prison, but even in real life, because now you gotta survive, all of that time for getting shorty lined up, and then you wanted to be acting like you out of town, it's all good. Nah, fam, like, you put yourself in that jam, now you got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, it's real business. So, it's unfinished. They gotta really get it together, son. Because it ain't no fun and games like that, man. It's just sad the strategies that they let, transpire and that took place like that, and now it's like you in the way, dog, you doing too much, you know what I'm saying? And you don't put yourself, you went from superstardom, you know what I'm saying, and now you don't put yourself in the pulpit, like you done put yourself in the fire, boy. You know it, you just burning, man, like a furnace, son, and it's like, wow, yo. How you gonna murder shorty? You know what I'm saying? For what? Oh, because you got caught up. You had your other chicks on the side. So now you want to have this one all brainwashed, thinking that you gonna get over, you know what I'm saying, for all of these years. And you supposed to be protecting her. You know what I'm saying? So now it's a whole mess that they about to unleash on his ass. Like, DA, they done, put out all of this information, once everybody got hold of it and, they got complacent with it now. They want to try to flip the script on them. And it's like, Whack 100, DJ Academics, all of them been said, what was really going on and how they felt. But now people want to act shocked. But, it's real. Like, you don't need no help out here, man. They just gonna destroy you if you try to sit up there and tell the truth. It's so horrible how a person who, you could say you love or you in love with, and now they do something like this to you, and then to go on Amazon. I mean, you ain't think to all of that money these celebrities be having, and they really just be leaving a trail and thinking they could do whatever they want. Well, not this time, buddy. Everybody's gonna be learning who this guy really is, you know what I'm saying? Once he gets acquainted up there with his buddies, because they're gonna have fun with him, So I hope he learned his lesson and he get his karma, because that right there, that's just some evil shit like that. How he just call her back to the crib, act like it's all good, then as soon as she turn her back, boom, stab her 2 to the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how he going out. That's sad. Like, for real. I don't even know how he get the courage. Like, that was some cowardice stuff that he did. You know what I'm saying? You did. Like, we don't condone no violence, no harm to the women, children, and kids, man. Like, you gotta protect them. And at the end of the day, she should have never trusted him once she discovered, everything that he was doing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I get it, he tricked her. But, it's like, she should have known something was up. Once he started acting weird and he just trying to get her to come there, like, her family or whatever. They should have done a better job in, mediating that and understanding what's going on between that situation. But, you never know who getting paid off and who, is getting silenced to not speak on the ill things and the violence that we see, in today's society. It's like, they normalizing it. And it's like a incentive, people want attention. So now, just like you've seen with the whole Trump shit, the video, how does dude even get in the building, with that weapon like that? It's like there's no way it was concealed. There's no way he had it hidden. It's like he just stormed in there like an inside job and just boom, rush through and cause, all of that commotion and conflict to us. Like, nah, I gotta really look into this, because this is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was AI when I seen the video of Trump, the Trump shooter or whatever, but they saying it's real. They really released it, and that's what it is. So they just unleashing some madness right now, man. But it's a habit that we see. They causing havoc out there, day in and day out. We appear to be fools. We just monkeys that they use as puppets to just keep following their patterns and their ways. Today in America, because this country is burning, man, slowly. Like, we under fire right now. Everybody wanna be where we at. Everybody wanna see our demise and, things of that nature and shit like that. So that's a fact, bro. Like, they don't want us to win, man. But, we gonna get it. We gonna keep going in. We gonna keep staying en route and on their ass when it comes down to it, cause we about, you know, peace and power, you know what I mean? So we just come on here, we eat, we speak, and we show people how we function and program. And nobody bigger than the program, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my favorite saying because it's the truth. There's no big U's and no little I's, so, that's what we gotta do. We gotta work as a team, you know what I mean? Build up your little regime to go, and make things better for yourself, because you don't need no help. Straight up, like, you gotta get it done. You know what I'm saying? You the one that gotta make it happen. You gotta capitalize, and you gotta make sure that you are on point, because man, it happened quick. Time to just start moving. Next thing you know, before you know it, you're losing. You're trying to turn things around and get back to a normal scheduled program. Just do what you gotta do. But it's sustained. It's like a bad disdain that you have, for the system. There's something in that mind that tells you that you're a victim and that you can't, come up out of the walls, the prisons, because it's like, it's not just a physical, but it's also a mental that be in your mind blocking you sometimes from, getting through those little pivotal points or those struggles, that might keep you avoid from reality, you know what I'm saying, and what's going on, and so, you're trying to get back, and, you strategize and use your strategies that you was taught, and you mapping out, everything that was brought to your attention, and you now consuming it and putting it out there so you can expand, the expansion, you growing. Doing what you gotta do, you showing, you showcasing, you showing out, and you maintaining, powerful existence that's gonna go through without the universe for as long as you living, and then even after your demise, you know what I'm saying? Because you got your children, you got your family, you got the people in your life that's gonna make your name be remembered, and those are the things that you can see that you want to give yourself those same opportunities in life to, have your mouthpiece be able to speak for what you want and for what you think you should be able to get out here and see and take advantage of those opportunities as well, because it's easier said than done, but it'll be well for you when you come and let it come to you. It's a blessing. So you just gotta get comfortable in your own skin. Shit. 1:30 now. Been streaming for almost an hour mark. If y'all don't mind hitting that like button, that would definitely warm my heart up. that's the type of stuff that we need when it comes to the stream. Just one like and then boom, we see people coming in the algorithm left and right. It's like, that's the little things that we just be asking for. Nothing really too strenuous, nothing more than that you could give. But people are stingy, people is haters. They don't want to be, even if it's free, even if it's just, that's how you know it's be like just pocket watching or just hating, praying on another person down for because you won't even hit a free like button. That don't, that right there is just a low ball, man. That's some black ball that they got going on. Man. It ain't fun, it ain't real, but that's how they coming. We ain't mad at it though. We already expect that.